Fucking figures. I gotta work today. The day that Crash 4 is announced. Everybody else has been making their videos for hours, but I've been stuck at my 40-hour-a-week job. Ah! Let's go make a video! Oh shit. Someone parked really fucked up behind me. Alright, let's go make a video! Oh, I'm here. It's a long story. I'll explain why this isn't my office in a different video, but for right now, we're gonna analyze the shit out of this trailer.
Crash Bandicoot, you banished me to the past. But all it did was give me more time to plan your doom.
So first off, look at that shit, man. It looks beautiful. Oh, look at him. And you can slide now. The jet ski's back. New masks. You eat this gravity shit. And screwing with time and slow motion. Would you look at this? The environment, it just looks so bright and vibrant. And such a good shot. Money shot. Playing as Cortex, playing as Coco. The world just looks so alive. Engine. Oh. I'm excited for that boss fight. Wall running. Like, Crash has always been like a parkour kind of character. And just these little additional elements kind of brings his whole character together.
How many times have you beaten this clown anyway?
3.
Really? Only 3? Funny. Seemed like more.
Oh, I love these skins. Both of them. As I was saying before OBS decided to literally shit the bed on me, I love those totally tubular skins, especially Coco. She just looks... oh my god. So, let's break all of that down. What's going on, everyone? J.Bandicoot here, back with another video. Kind of unconventional, a little rushed. One, because I'm really behind other creators, because I have a 40-hour-a-week job. And two, I've had to rearrange my life a little bit. Long story short, some personal things have kind of been thrust upon me in my personal life, so I'm trying to sort that out. But I want to talk about this because I am pumped. So, let's break all of this down, starting with the end of that trailer, where the mask, I'm not sure of his name, I'm not even sure if it's been released yet, made that joke, hey, how many times have you beaten Cortex? Oh, only 3, it seems like more. So this is my theory on this. It's all based around Crash 3, because that was the launching point at which Crash was at the absolute height of his popularity, and then things started to go a little downhill from there. So here's my thought. Crash 3 has 2 alternate endings. You have the Crystal ending, which see Cortex and Uka Uka go away because, you know, they were trying to take over the world, and the 100% completion where they went back in time. I mentioned this in a previous video too, but it really seems like this is the direction they're taking it. That Crash 3, the Crystal ending, will take you into Wrath of Cortex, and the 100% ending will take you into It's About Time. And It's About Time is cracking this whole thing wide open because the game developers have already confirmed terms like multiverses, alternate dimensions, different times, different worlds. Everything is just on the table, that there are so much speculation as to what we could see. I mean, I've been seeing people complaining about retcons and how anything after Crash 3 is not canon anymore. Yes, it is. This is the best way that Toys for Bob could have gone, because they're not retconning anything. They're going in the multiverse route. They're going with the infinite worlds theory, where all of it exists. It's genius. It's absolutely genius. Everything is still canon. And I've been seeing headcanons and theories about potential crossovers with Spyro, or the Wrath of Cortex, or even the Mind Over Mutant and Crash the Titans aesthetics and aspects of the lore. And it's just, oh my god, everything makes sense now. Toys for Bob literally tied everything in a neat little bow, lore-wise, and I couldn't be happier. So, it seems to be that I was relatively correct in that Cortex and Entropy have come back through time after spending quite a bit, exiled in the ancient prehistoric realms, building new technology to get back to where Crash is. But it seems accidentally or on purpose that they're causing rifts between space, time, the different dimensions, the multiverses, everything, and they seem to be using that to attack Crash as well. They just want to kill Crash at this point. So Crash and Coco have been taking the help of the quantum masks, which before now we didn't know if they were good guys or bad guys. Now we've pretty much been confirmed that they are good guys, and that these masks grant you new abilities, like the gravity stuff and the freezing time stuff, and that's only 2 of the abilities that we've seen. There are 4 confirmed masks, and it just feels like the Infinity Stones for Crash Bandicoot, which is absolutely genius. I love that they've taken these new avenues to give Crash new powers. As I mentioned before, Crash has always been kind of a parkour character. He's jumped, he's spun, he's done surfer stuff. And now he's getting more little tweaks, like the hanging and sliding and wall running and everything. It just looks... And that reminds me of something else. Looks. The aesthetic. It's so bright, it's so vibrant, it's so cartoony, it matches Crash to a T. And this is the only negative thing that I have to say. And it's not even about the game. It's about the fan base. All day today, I've been on social media so excited for this game. As a lifelong Crash Bandicoot fan, 12 years we've waited for a new game. And I'm seeing so much negativity and hate for the aesthetics, for the design changes, for the character changes. And I understand that everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but in my mind, I'm just thinking, what the fuck? Really? This is what you complain about 12 years later, when there's nothing wrong with the aesthetics, but it doesn't look like a Crash game? What dictates what a Crash game is? Is it platforming? Because this has plenty of platforming. Is it the realistic aesthetic mixed with the cartoons, like we saw with the Insane Trilogy? I'm sorry to say, those were remasters, right? They were trying to bring what they had into the modern era. It's not the same. With this, it's a whole new direction and a whole new modern take on Crash. They wanted to build a brand new world around this, and they wanted to exemplify the different worlds, the different dimensions, and the different art styles that come with all of that. What we saw in that trailer, I see absolutely nothing wrong. I love every single aspect. And granted, Cortex does look a little weird. Coco, I absolutely adore personally. I was on the fence about Crash during the screenshots, but when we saw him in the trailer, he looks rockin'. I honestly, all of my expectations were blown out of the water. And I'm usually a cynic. I'm usually a guy who looks on the downside. But this has me hype. Just for everything new that's being added. Every change to the environment, everything that they seem to have done to bring the world to life. And that is what I noticed throughout this entire trailer. Everything looks so alive. I mean, in Crash, that's always been a little bit of an issue. Especially with the first 2 games, where it's just narrow hallways and enemies going back and forward. In Twin Sanity, they made a joke about that. How it's just perpetual going this way, this way, this way. In this game, that doesn't seem to be the case. It really it feels like a Crash and Spyro hybrid, where it's just this animated world brought to life that we have to traverse and get through using all of these different abilities in this amazing, beautiful world. I literally do not see anything wrong with this. And just from what we have on the table, I don't think we've even scratched the surface. I think that this is going to dive so much deeper into this whole multiverse thing. I have some theories. With everything after Crash 3, being considered not in this universe, I'm not going to say retconned, because nothing has been retconned, but, Wrath of Cortex, Twin Sanity, those brought us two beloved characters in Crunch and Nina. So where are they? Well, the door is still wide open. I mean, I can't begin to connect the dots here because there are just so many of them. There are so many ways that those two characters can be integrated into the story, especially with Nina's connection to Cortex as, always having been a relative. Or Cortex could have gone through time and grabbed Crunch from his other counterpart. Things like that are all on the table. This is the multiverse. This is infinite possibilities. Now, people are going as far as to reach to say that Spyro is going to make a cameo. And while that would be awesome, we need to focus on what's going on with Crash right now. I mean, as much as it would thrill me to see Spyro in this game, I don't know. We don't know. And that's the other side of this nature, is that there's just so much that we don't know. People have been comparing the rifts to the new Ratchet and Clank game. And while I do think that's a coincidence, I mean, it's possible. We just have to wait and see what other information comes out. But from the information that we've seen already, my God, am I hype. I'm so ready for this. As a Crash fan for 12 years. 12 long years. It is so beautiful to see the character that I named my internet persona after finally getting the love and respect that he deserves. And I'm so happy to see the fans that are loving this game just for what it is. I mean, we're lucky to even have this game. We're lucky that the Insane Trilogy did as well as it did, and Nitro Fueled and the Reignited Trilogy did as well as they did, and people finally listened to us that we want a new Crash game. We were listened to, and in my opinion, we got what we bargained for, because this looks like everything I could have ever expected. I'm not going to let a little aesthetic change or a little world change dictate how I feel about this game, because this is something that I've been waiting for, that we've been waiting for 12 long, agonizing years. Our favorite Bandicoot is officially back in action, and I couldn't be happier. So ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think in the comments below, whether you love the changes, whether you loved the trailer, or if you're on the other side of the spectrum, if you didn't like it, and why. I don't want to hear any of the BS, it doesn't look like a Crash game, though, because that argument holds no merit. But if you have a valuable input to bring to my attention, like, hey, the gameplay looks a little weird, which it doesn't. It looks smooth as hell. But yeah, something I didn't think of. Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. It does mean the world to me. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe and the like button. They love the attention. And until next time, guys, I'll see you next time. I hate my outro. Peace out.